What's going on, guys? This is Preston here, and this is the NASCAR Cup Series 2024 All-Star Race at North Wilkesboro race review. And yeah, the race just ended. Yeah, guys, tonight the NASCAR Cup Series race at North Wilkesboro Speedway for the All-Star race, their 40th All-Star race. And Joey Logano from the pole dominates it and gets it done. He led all but one lap. He led all but one lap in this race. And even though Logano practically dominated this race, he dominated this race. So, yeah, I gotta give my hats off to him. Congratulations to Joey Logano. This one was really deserved by him. As much as he's my least favorite driver, as much as he's one of the two drivers that I root against. Congratulations to Joey Logano. I know this year has been a struggle for him, and yeah, he continued not to quit. This team was just resilient tonight. So congratulations to Joey Logano. This All-Star win builds builds up momentum for the next few races. So yeah, I gotta say that. So guys, there was only two cautions for incidents in this race, but I'm gonna talk about that. Joey Logano won the pole, and there were three drivers that had to get into this race in the open. Three spots were available, one for the fan vote and two for the first and second place finishers on the open. That went to Ty Gibbs and Bubba Wallace. And then Noah Gragson won the fan vote. So yeah, they were all be able to get into the All-Star race from that open. And so let's go ahead and get started. Joey Logano flat out dominated, like I said. He led all but one lap, which I don't know who led that one lap, but yeah. The first caution we had was for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Kyle Busch getting together. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I guess, put Kyle Busch in the wall, and Kyle Busch just said, no way, and he just retaliated, and Stenhouse went up in the wall and ended his day. And actually, Stenhouse went into Kyle Busch's pit box and parked it in his pit stall. Wow, that was something, but yeah, I was thinking that the shady version of Kyle Busch, a little bit of hint of shade in Kyle Busch, but um, yeah, guys. So that was something else right there. Man, very something. That was something else right there by the Stenhouse and Kyle Busch incident. But then after that, the restart happened, and Logano, like I said, dominated. Um, I feel like this race was better than last year's. Last year, I remember the track was so old. The pavement was so old. They repaved this track, North Wilkesboro. They repaved this track now. So, yeah, I feel like this red led to more racing on the high lane. You can make the high line work. You can even make the bottom work too at times. You just have to have the cars to do it. And speaking of which, one of the most interesting things about this race, in my opinion, has to be involving the tires. There were two sets of tires that you were able to use for this race, one being the regular primary tires, and the ones being the softer tires, where you have more grip on the short run, but your car will lose grip quickly in the long run. So those were the Goodyear logos with the red ones, and then the primary was the regular Goodyears that we use for other NASCAR races. So and and Logano, he flat out dominated, like I said, and then at lap 100, um, they were able to get mandatory pit stops. Were able to choose between literally everybody. Everybody chose the softer tires. Everybody chose the softer tires. And then the second caution of the incident was where Ty Gibbs spun out, and that was where Kyle Busch got in the back of Ty Gibbs and spun him out. Um, and Joey Logano flat out dominated. He flat out dominated this race. And Denny Hamlin, he did have a fast car in practice. Did have a fast car in practice, but just couldn't get by the 22. And there was a bump on that outside bump on the middle groove of turn 4, where if you hit it, your car would bump really hard, and sometimes you would get loose. We saw that quite a bit of battling. I know Denny Hamlin almost spun out when he was battling Ross Chastain at one point earlier in the race. Yeah, and on the final restart, there was at one point 4 wide coming off of pit road and like 4 wide. And Christopher Bell, he was up front in this race too, but then he got into Logano, got loose, got into Logano, and Hamlin came out and was able to make it 3 wide. Just the racing, in my opinion, was better than last year's. But same dominant performance as like last year. Remember Kyle Larson flat out dominated the race last year. And same when we come back here, domination again, this time by Joey Logano. So yeah, that's really it. And Joey Logano after that final restart flat out dominated. Um, there was at one point before the halfway point where he was fighting Bubba Wallace and Chris Buescher was charging. Like the Fords, I feel like maybe there was like the big three our Ford drivers that were in the race that were up in the top five in the majority were Logano and Chris Buescher were the top two Fords, and then Ryan Blaney was up there, Brad Keselowski was up there. Um, were those and then Noah Gregson, but he was probably like get back towards the top 10, maybe outside the top 10 for a bit. But yeah, and then coming out, Denny Hamlin was less than a second away, and then Joey Logano was able to hold on to it, dominated the show, dominated this All-Star race. Joey Logano is officially the who has led the most laps in an All-Star race in NASCAR history. So yeah, and Joey Logano gets the win. The All-Star win. So like I said, congratulations to Joey Logano. And even though he's my least favorite driver, he put on a very dominant show. Uh, yeah, this team has been really resilient. This team's been struggling, and this team's been struggling for a bit. This definitely build some momentum on their side, and congratulations to them. Congratulations to them. They deserve it. So yeah, guys, now I'm going to take a look at the race results. Alright, everyone, here is the race results on the screen. Yeah, Joey Logano won the race. He wins $1 million. So Joey Logano is a millionaire. Joey Logano is a millionaire. Denny Hamlin finishes second, considering that we were not able to pass Joey Logano. Like Logano, no matter if it was a Ford or Chevy or Toyota, no matter what manufacturer, you just cannot get past this guy. So Joey Logano wins the race. Denny Hamlin second. I will take that. I would happily take that. Very happy Denny Hamlin got top 5, especially being second after not literally. It's impossible to pass Joey Logano. So let's go. Chris Buescher third. Kyle Larson fourth. Kyle Larson didn't even run a single qualifying lap. Finishes fourth. And I think he set like a record too when he was qualifying for Indianapolis, the Indianapolis 500. So Larson, man, he's been impressing the heck out of me. And yeah, Larson's been been amazing driver. Ryan Blaney fifth. Bubba Wallace had to race his way into the open. Top 10. He was in the top 5 at one point as well. Ross Chastain seventh. Chase Elliott eighth. Michael McDowell ninth. Kyle Busch has had an emotional day. He gets a top 10. Noah Gragson 11th. Martin Truex Jr. I don't even think there's one time that Fox mentioned anything about Martin Truex Jr. This was just a quiet race for Truex. Ty Gibbs, he did spun out by Kyle Busch one time, finishes 13th. Tyler Reddick wasn't really even much of a factor in this race, finishes 14th. Suarez 15th. Brad Keselowski was at one point in the top 10, but he fell back. Christopher Bell, I think with that contact with Joey Logano when he got loose, might have done something to his car. AJ Allmendinger finishes 18th. William Byron 19th. He had a broken toe link when he brushed the wall. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He finishes 20th in this race. He got taken out by Kyle Busch. So yeah, that's why Stenhouse gets his DNF. So yeah, guys, in conclusion, this All-Star race, in my opinion, was better than last year. You had to the racing, in my opinion, was better than last year, where you can literally take the outside. You couldn't do that in last year's All-Star race. And North Wilkesboro had to repave it, and to me, this race just put on a better show than it did last year, but still, a flat-out dominating performance just like last year by a driver. And yeah, guys, so I'm gonna give this race a solid 7 out of 10 for this one. Um, Congratulations to Joey Logano, like I said. Very happy Denny Hamlin got a top 5, especially a second place finish. So yeah, I'll take it. I'll very happily take a second place finish. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think about this All-Star race? Let me know in the comments below. And anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.
And what do you know? We got another fight. It is between Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This was back to that lap 2 incident involving when Stenhouse hit the wall after when Kyle Busch made contact with him. And yeah, there we go, just discussing it. And they're just continuing to talk it out, talk it out. And look at that, there they're fighting. Stenhouse trying to swing at Kyle Busch, and everyone just trying to break it up there. Wow. Wow. Stenhouse and Kyle Busch going at it.